There really aren't that many game franchises that I hold in a high regard. I mean, there is Kingdom Hearts, and Legend of Zelda, and probably something else, but Ratchet and Clank is certainly one of those games that I hold in high regard. Not many gaming franchises are able to have over 10 games, with the majority of them being pretty damn good. This year we're going to be seeing the release of not only a reimagining of the first game, but also a feature-length animated movie starring everyone's favourite dude in a green spandex suit. So in celebration of this, throughout the year I'm going to be doing a video on each of the main Ratchet and Clank games, from the original trilogy to the future trilogy, and maybe even a bit of those other games if I feel like it. Maybe Gladiator, but I don't like Gladiator. I thought it was a pretty bad game, I didn't really like it. So without further ado, let's look at Ratchet and Clank, the first one, that one. Also, it's worth noting that I'll be playing the original trilogy using the HD collection for the PS3. And yes, I know there's a bunch of graphical glitches, and yes, they never HDified the cutscenes, and they kinda messed the collection up, but that's just the way it is. Please don't hate me. HD. Hot off the success of their popular Spyro the Dragon series, and with the all-new PlayStation 2, Insomniac Games decided to ditch the Spyro franchise for a completely new idea. This idea was Ratchet and Clank, a franchise that has since become one of the many mascots for the PlayStation 2, alongside the likes of Jak and Daxter and Sir Waddle-Lot from Ribbit King. Remember Sir Waddle-Lot? He was a robot penguin. I mean, he's obviously the best. Ratchet and Clank is a platforming adventure game released in 2002 by Insomniac Games. I say because I wouldn't really regard this as a platformer. Whilst it does have a few platformy elements, the main focus of the game is action and adventure, with emphasis on the action. I mean, look at all these guns. Some might say there's too many guns. I mean, what am I supposed to do with it? Some of it. What's this? What is that? What am I supposed to do with that? Is it even a gun? It just punches things. There is only one stage in the entire game that I would consider to be focused on the platforming, and that's just because you don't have the help of Clank, so take that how you will. The story consists of a Lombax, that thing, called Ratchet fixing up his spaceship when this little robot dude runs away from these other robot dudes after seeing that they are bad robot dudes. The little robot dude crashes his ship onto Hatchet's home planet Veldin, where he is quickly found and named Clank. Crank tells Satchet all about this swanky bloke called Chairman Drek, who was planning on taking parts of different planets to construct a new planet for his race as they polluted the hell out of their own planet. Take note, Earth. What Drek forgets to tell the viewer is that by taking chunks of these planets, they would get destroyed in the process. From here on, it's a rollercoaster ride of murder, money, and spandex suits as Ratchet and Swank try to save the galaxy. Oh, and also about halfway through the game, Ratchet and Clank have a bit of a squabble and fall out, and then just become chums again after. Now, you may have noticed that A, that was the greatest summarization of Ratchet and Clank you could ever hope for, and B, it was quite vague, and that's simply because I don't want to spoil anything. I mean, there isn't really anything huge to spoil, and the biggest twist is found out in, like, the second level. You know what, screw it. Screw it. Let's spoil this shit. Ratchet and Clank set off to find Captain Qwaaaarrrr, the so-called hero of the galaxy, to help them with the whole Hotline Bling situation, but find out that he's working for he's working for Drek. He's working for that guy. Along the way, they run into a handful of different characters, including this guy, this person, that thing, and the plumber guy, who goes on to make an appearance in pretty much every single Ratchet and Clank game. Now, I should probably talk about the most famous aspects of these games, the arsenal. Considering this is one of the defining aspects of the franchise, it's actually pretty tame here. I mean, there is some pretty cool stuff, like this punchy thing and the chicken gun, but a majority of the weapons are pretty standard. You have your flamethrower, your pew-pew gun, and a rocket launcher, and in total, while it isn't a bad lineup, it just pales in comparison to some of the later entries. Another issue of the game is the fact that the weapons are kinda useless. The player has no real incentive to use them most of the time, as the wrench is just so overpowered. But saying that, it is incredibly fun to actually use the weapons, because you can blow shit up. I wanna blow shit up. Why, let me blow shit up. While on the topic of the issues with this game, there is no strafing. This makes the gun combat really meh, and at points plain irritating. Once Clank gets his wings though, there is a way to strafe, but it's really sluggish and doesn't work well at all. Music wise, it's kind of a tricky one. While the music isn't particularly memorable, it is easily recognizable, so in a way it's pretty good, I guess. I don't know, I'm not a musician. In terms of things to collect, there are these crates which hold bolts, which are the game's currency. These things are everywhere, and you kinda want to get as many as possible so you can purchase new weapons and health later down the line. There are also golden bolts scattered around all the different areas, and you're gonna have to keep an eye out for them as some of them are really damn well hidden. For example, in Metropolis, this place, there's one underneath this area. I only know of it because as a kid I was cocking about up here and fell off the edge and noticed it as I plunged to my death. It's pretty well hidden. These golden bolts can be used to purchase golden weapons in the New Game Plus mode. Oh yeah, I forgot to say this game has a New Game Plus mode, which is pretty awesome. Finally, there are skill points which you unlock by doing particular challenges. Not gonna lie, I've never really got all of the skill points before, and I don't really intend to as it's never really interested me. But for people who like getting that platinum, it's probably a fun feature. So normally in these videos I would talk about each individual level that I played through and what happened during them, but since I don't want this video to be too long, I'll try and quickfire them. The first level is a tutorial on Ratchet's home planet where we run from Ratchet's ship to Clank's crash site and learn the basic controls. After getting Clank, we fly off into the sunset where our ship breaks down and we crash on the first planet, named Novalis. Novalis? Novalis? I don't know. There's 3 different paths you can take from here. One leading to the plumber who gives you an infobot. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, these infobot things are pretty important and they basically carry the entire story and open up new worlds to explore. Kind of important. A second path leading to nothing really, it just kind of loops around, it's kind of cool I guess. And the third path which takes you to this old dude who also gives you another infobot. We are then able to go to 2 different worlds, Metropolis and Outpost 12. Well, it's actually XAI, but if Final Fantasy taught me anything, it's Roman numerals. And all you need to save the day is spiky hair and a big ass sword which is way too big. Like, how are you gonna carry that thing? Seriously, that's like, dude, you're carrying that constantly. You're gonna have some back problems, dude. Seeing as this is one of my favourite areas in the entire series, let's talk about Metropolis for a second. This place is great. You can do all this stuff and like jump and get this thingamajig which lets you zip zap boobity bap all over the place. This is a pretty fun level. You're also able to upgrade Clank here which lets him glide. Oh yeah, can I just say, this person right here, screw him. I finished that training course and you're gonna make me pay for my reward? You bastard! After purchasing his reward, Ratchet and Co are off to Outpost 12 where you can help out this green hoverboard racer dude called Skid McMarks. Wait a minute. It's like skid marks. That's pretty small right there. Whoa. You also get this item called the Trespasser which allows you to unlock stuff. So here is a planet with people cutting down trees. Cool, now we're on a space station. I don't really like this area. It just kind of bores me. Now to Blackwater City. This place is cool. You can do hoverboard races, find Quark, bribe a dude. It's alright. And I guess there are these weird goopy dudes. They're weird. I like them, they're cool. They're goop. After that we can go back to Outpost 12 and give Skid Marks the prize for the hoverboard race to get this item that I never used at all. It makes this little dude follow you and shoot shit. There is no use for it. It's pretty dumb. So it looks like Quark, this dude, tricked us and we now have to get past his gauntlet and destroy the Snagglebeast. That thing. After a pretty fun fight, we steal a new ship and head off to the next area. Around this point is where some of the areas get pretty bland in my mind. There's a fort place which is at war or something, this red planet which is utterly forgettable, and this green planet where you play as Clank for a bit. So Clank's gameplay is pretty simple. You're small and you can't take on bigger enemies, so you have to use these conveniently placed little robots to kill them and open doors for you. It's kinda like Pikmin, just not as good, and it spices the gameplay up a bit. It's nice. I like it. You can also play as a giant Clank for a couple of segments, including the final boss. While it doesn't control amazingly, it's still pretty decent. Whoa, look at me. You know what they say, the bigger the metal dude, the bigger his combusting rockets. Not penis. he's a robot. He doesn't have a tallywhacker. The next main area is this resort, and my god does it look lovely. I mean, look at this place. It's super nice. I like it. It's so pleasant. Just look at the colours and it's just pleasant. It's just very pleasant. In terms of graphics, this game is dated quite well. Areas like this have a really distinct art style and are quite memorable. Another nice little thing is the fact that whenever you go into a new area, the camera is positioned in such a way that you get to see a nice shot of the world. It really shows off the style of the game, and if you couldn't tell already, I like it a lot. It's a very good thing. It's pretty. I mean, it's not, you know, Last of Us pretty, but it's still pretty. So after a few more worlds, you finally confront Drek on none other than Ratchet's home planet. Another thing I personally love about this game is the fact that as the adventure comes to its climax, they take you back to where it first started. It makes you think about everything that you've gone through and all the reasons why you want to kill this douche nugget. So here we go, let's go murder a dude. Cue the montage. Buy the song on iTunes. Please don't content ID me, YouTube. Holy crap, did they just blow up an entire planet to kill one dude? I know this is like the planet Drek was constructing, but I assume there would have been at least some people there. And even if there wasn't, that's still a pretty big waste of a planet. Ratchet and Clank, you guys are pretty fucked up. I like that. I like that about you. And there you have it, Ratchet and Clank for the PlayStation 2. I should mention that once you've beaten the game, you can restart it in New Game Plus, allowing you to access the golden weapons and whatnot, which really adds to the game's replay value. Overall, while the weapon controls haven't dated too well and there is a stunning lack of strafing, along with other issues such as the game not pausing when changing weapons and the wrench being so overpowered that there's not much use for most of the weapons, it really is a fun game. Check it out if you like. I don't know. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please share it with your friends, family, or creepy neighbour, and don't forget to like and subscribe. If there's anything you liked or didn't like, be sure to let me know in the comments down below, or tweet me at SnoopingTurtle. Also, if you want to watch more videos of me doing dumb stuff, you can check out this video I did for A Bug's Life. It contains all of the daily intake required for butt stomps. That's all from me now. I hope you have a lovely day. Bye bye.